My message to the youth is to be strong no matter what you're going through. If you need help, seek help. Whether if you don't want professional help, seek help surround yourself with people that'll help you, that'll listen to you, that got your best interest. Whatever you want to do in life, find something that you don't mind doing for the rest of your life. Find something that you like. And even if it seems like it's impossible, it's very, very possible. So don't get nervous. If you have a big goal, just chip away at it until you get to where you need to be.
What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Juice WRLD's death being 3 years later. He died in 2019 and it is now 2022. And I was planning on uploading this video closer to the day that he died. But with other videos I had coming out and with my schedule, it got pushed back a little bit, but it's still around the time. So what I'm going to be discussing is just the information that I've gained on the situation within the 3 years that he's passed, and I'll just be talking about it, discussing my take on it and all that. So first and foremost, I just want to say that, to be honest, like, when I saw the way I found out about Juice is the way that most people found out about Juice. I wasn't, like, gonna claim to be some original SoundCloud listener or something like that. But I found out about him through lucid dreams because this was at a time where I was starting to become really interested in Lyrical Lemonade and like what they were doing. And so when I saw that video come out and I see this dude whose name is literally Juice WRLD, I was very skeptical. I was like, is this just another one of those kids that's trying to rap but isn't actually good? And so I didn't really go in thinking much about it and thinking much that Juice was going to be some amazing artist with some of the greatest talent that we've ever seen. So after listening to his songs and then some of his other songs, I was just introduced to an entire new genre of rap that I had never listened to before, because I was more into other kinds of rap at the time. Migos and Ray Shremmer was some of my favorite artists, probably my favorite artist. And it was just a foreign thing to me. When I heard some of his songs with guitar, I was like, it sounds like a rock song, but it's in rap. And I just became intrigued. And when I was making beats at that time, I just started making those beats, and it was so much fun to do. And so where I'm going with this is that I think that Juice just brought an entirely different element to the genre. Even though that there have been rappers like Lil Peep or X that have done similar things, I think that overall Juice is the one that executed it the best. And I think that that's part of the reason why his death was so impacting. And not only that, but he was very driven by wanting to help the youth and making good music for the youth. You can hear many references in his songs, like Empty. He's coming from the dust, all of us are on the mission. And he was talking about just the youth and how before it was all the adults having all the success and stuff like that, and lately now you're seeing youth, young kids, come up and make a big impact on the music game and other stuff as well. So I think especially for the youth, that's one of the main reasons why his death was so impacting. Not only that, but just the connection that he had with his fans. There's some artists that are really just driven by money. And, I wouldn't say that Juice just didn't care about the money at all, but he's made many references in his songs where he kind of acknowledges that money is just temporary and it doesn't really make him feel any better about himself or his situation. So I think in that sense, he really did it because he loved it, and you could really see that in the music that he dropped and how he perfected his craft and used his talents to the best he possibly could, even though he was one of the most talented people ever in the game. He still wanted to perfect his craft that much. So, on top of wanting to inspire the youth and doing it because you love it, he also had an insane amount of talent that we had never seen before, an entirely new style that we had never seen before. And so when we heard that he's gone, it's just that impacting. I remember I was in 8th grade when he died, and it was just unbelievable. I had never had an artist that I really, really liked before die. I've heard of other artists dying, and when X died, I had listened to some of his stuff, but I wasn't really a committed listener. I obviously like some of his songs, but it wasn't one of those things where I listened to every single song on his albums, And with Juice, it was like that. For me, at least, I was a super dedicated listener. I loved his stuff just because I saw the talent in it. I saw the uniqueness in it. And I saw that, he wasn't always just making music to make money or making music to talk about his money or to flex or anything like that. He made music for a purpose. And that's what I really enjoy, is music for a purpose, A lot of rap nowadays is just empty, it doesn't really mean nothing. And when there's no substance behind it, especially from a music standpoint, which is the way I view most music, it's just not as appealing as music that is telling a story. Because, at the end of the day, if you go back in history, that's what all music is telling a story. So when you bring back those original elements into music, which is what Juice did, it's just the perfect blend. And so I think that, his death was very impacting for those reasons. And about the occurrence of his death and what happened, I've heard many things, and I didn't really want to discuss that because I'm not a first-hand witness or anything. I don't know exactly what happened. I just want to use that situation to kind of let you know to be mindful of what you do, to not try anything that you've been told not to try, because we all know that while Juice took drugs, he didn't necessarily enjoy it, and he didn't necessarily want to do it. It was because he was addicted and he felt controlled by them. So I just want to provide you with some advice to never go down that path where it feels like you have to take something. Never go down. Don't even try it. Don't even go near that stuff, because you don't want to end up taking so much that you build a huge legacy for yourself and it ends up falling short.